The boy wanted to raise his hand to answer the question, but the teacher's eyes landed on his worn-out shoes instead. Looking at this poor kid, she turned away dismissively and called on a student wearing leather shoes to answer. The boy didn't quite understand why. He was the poorest kid in school. His whole family lived at a rescue station, and they only had one burger for dinner each day. His mom would divide it into 5 pieces, but that tiny portion was never enough for the boy. He could finish it in one bite. At night, he'd lie awake, too hungry to sleep. By lunchtime, the hunger was unbearable. His classmates ate bread, some people eat fruit, some people even eat fried chicken. The boy watched enviously. All he could do was lick his lips. That's when a classmate noticed him looking around and mocked him. Can't even afford a piece of bread? Everyone laughed at him. One kid even tossed a piece of fried chicken in the trash. Faced with this humiliation, the boy had finally had enough. He charged at the kid who'd humiliated him and threw a punch, knocking him to the ground. But he quickly realized he'd gotten himself into trouble. He ran from school and never came back. 10 years later, he became an amateur boxer. But the man had no boxing technique whatsoever. All his attacks were easily dodged by his opponent. Eventually, he was taken down effortlessly by this smaller guy. The crowd laughed at him. The man was furious. In his anger, he knocked down a 200-kilogram punching bag. This caught a coach's attention. The coach recognized the man's raw boxing talent and became his personal trainer. The two began more professional training. The man trained his footwork by jumping rope. He hit the speed bag to improve his punching speed. After 1 month of intense training, when he returned to the ring, he was a completely different fighter. He easily defeated his previous opponent with just 4 punches. His performance in the ring restored his confidence. He told his coach he wanted to become world boxing champion, but the coach just laughed it off. He didn't realize how desperately this man wanted success. In just 1 year, he made it to the Olympic boxing competition. By then, he'd already won over 30 consecutive fights. Eventually, he truly became a boxing champion. But one day, he saw a man named Ali mocking his status. He clenched his fists in anger. Faced with this trash-talking man, he challenged him. But this was all part of Ali's strategy. During the match, Ali kept repeating annoying phrases at him, even mocking that his punches were taught by his grandma. To keep the man attacking, Ali dodged with his agile rhythm. After several rounds, the man's stamina was depleted. Finally, in the 8th round, Ali seized the opportunity and knocked him down. He was 25 that year. It was the first time he'd tasted defeat. From then on, Ali became his lifelong nightmare. When he faced another equally agile boxer, he was knocked down by a barrage of heavy punches. This was the second loss of his career. When he returned to the locker room, he started having serious hallucinations. Then his heart raced, and he collapsed to the floor. When he woke up, he said he'd met God and been reborn. From that moment on, he was completely transformed. The next day, he was baptized in the river. Overnight, a top boxing champion became a preacher. Years later, he became a philanthropist. This powerhouse is my favorite heavyweight boxer, George Foreman.